What's up, y'all? This your boy Young Knowledge, and I'm about to speak on the title of man, the title of woman, and how things have changed with the title of man and the title of woman, and about family life. This ain't got nothing to do with race. This is for all people that feel where I'm coming from. If you look at what the title of man is and what the title of woman, the man of the household is supposed to be the king, period, and the woman of the household is the queen. The man is the provider, while the woman is the depender. Not saying there's nothing wrong with a woman having a job, but as title, a man's supposed to be that king of the house, so he's supposed to be the breadwinner. He's supposed to be the provider. He's supposed to be the rock. And as the rock, I mean the person that protects his family by all means necessary. That's what a man is. But if you look at life today, titles have changed. Women are playing both roles as man and woman. You barely see a man playing both roles. And blessings go out to the men that play those roles. But for the vast majority, it's more women, single women, that are teaching their men how to be men. And I'm gonna be honest, there's nothing wrong. A woman can teach a man how to be a man. I can testify to that. I can testify to that. I didn't grow up with no father in the household. Just me, my mom, and my sister. I can testify to a woman can make a man. But that's not the way the roles was meant. If that's the case, God wouldn't have made man and woman. God wouldn't have made Adam and Eve. If you believe in the concept and believe Adam and Eve existed. I believe it. You may not. But we're not talking about Adam and Eve. I'm going to use them as an example. If Allah, but the beneficent, the most merciful, most gracious. If we think about it, if we didn't have men, we got to think about this for one time. If we didn't have women, we wouldn't have life. Period. A woman, in my opinion, is more valuable than gold. Valuable than gold. And as invaluable, I don't mean by sex. I mean by what a woman is worth in her mind and how she can help a man through the hardest of times. How you can have that one woman, which is a nurturer, that can help you when you're down. But when you, like I said, if it wasn't for them, we wouldn't have life. Even though God, the most merciful, most gracious, the beneficent, even though he gives life, the woman is the vessel. The woman is the vessel in herself. Those 9 months of pain, and when they give birth, which is painful to them, well, I can't speak on it, but it's so painful to them. We need to show them more respect. Like, man, we don't give them enough respect. We don't, because if it wasn't for women, we wouldn't be here. Now, I know y'all saying, well, man came first. Well, the fact is, in today's age, in order to make life, you gotta have a woman. Well, you gotta have an egg cell, a sperm cell, a womb, and a woman to be the womb. Men can't have kids. That's not the way God set it up. If that's the case, we would have had Adam and Steve, not Adam and Eve. That's something totally different. But it saddens me where when you go into a household now, that families don't even eat dinner together. Then all they do is, okay, take your food, go into the thing, play your video game, watch TV, get on your phone, text. Whatever happened to sitting down and having a close to heart-to-heart discussion about life, or a family discussion, it's slowly dying out. And back to the thing where women were supposed to be the ones to be home with the kids, be the nurturers and all that, and men were supposed to be the providers. Think about this. if a woman was home more often, not even just a woman, but okay, I'm just gonna use the woman. If a woman was home more, parents, kids, all that, kids wouldn't have to really. How can I break this down in a way? Kids would be in a better shape, and the reason I say in a better shape is because you'll be able to monitor what your kids is doing. Nowadays, when you go into the house, it's the kids by themselves, no parents, no nothing, just the kids on the computer watching whatever they want to, playing whatever games they want to, watching stuff they shouldn't be watching. And who's to say why kids are so messed up in their head right now? Like, who's to say? Maybe we need to go back to the old-fashioned ways where a woman can have a little part-time job, but the man has to be the main provider because the woman got to stay home to kids. Maybe we should go back to those days, because kids aren't even safe. Your kids, what makes you think your kids can be safe at a daycare? Think about how all these daycares, you hear about child molestation going on, drugs, meth labs, all that going on. Think about it. Think about how much money you would save if you didn't have daycare. Think about how much you can monitor your kids if a woman could be home with their kids. I mean, you just gotta think about this stuff for a minute. And this ain't got nothing to do with, okay, well, you're saying that a woman is supposed to be a man's slave. No, I'm not saying that. A man needs to treat the woman with utmost respect. There ain't nothing wrong with a woman having a little job, but that man needs to be the meat of it. If that could make sense. If that can really make sense. Men, it's changed to now where, in actuality, the men are the queen because they're depending on the woman to bring the bacon home. While he's sitting back watching Good Times, playing Xbox, and all this and that, he's depending on a woman. That's not the way it's supposed to be. How could you call yourself a man? See, a man doesn't have nothing to do with sex or none of that. A man is a mental thing. Like, you can be 27 years old, but in your heart still be a kid. You can't call yourself a man if you ain't got no job, if you ain't taking care of your family, and if you ain't living and running your household as the king you are and listening to your queen. You can't call yourself a man. Period. And I know it's hard out here where some people can't find jobs, but I'm not talking about the men that's trying to find jobs. I'm talking about the men that's sitting back, living off the state, letting the woman work, and not trying to lift a finger to help her. And it's sad. It's really sad that we have gotten to that point in life. And it's sad when you hear a woman say, I don't need no man because I'm independent, I can take care of myself. When a woman has gotten to that point where she says she don't need a man because he's abused the title of king and he's not a king, that there's a problem. And that's another thing. I feel the reason I know I can't really speak on a woman's perspective because I'm not a woman, I'm a man. But I'm going to have to say this. One thing that we got to also look at is man has abused the title of being king. Just because you're the head of the household, you bring in the majority of the money, you're paying a lot of the bills, don't mean that you have the right to go beat a woman and say, oh, I'm the king of the house, you got to do what I say. Because no, if that's the case, we wouldn't have women. There's a reason we have women. And the reason we have women is for them to help us through life and to also guide us in a way through a straight path of parentingism or parenting. That's another big reason. I just look at it like that. And like I said, man, we need to step up. We need to step up because we've lost that title. We've lost the title of what man means and what woman. We lost the title, and I mean, I'm not saying it's all men's fault, but a vast majority of it is our fault. It is our fault. It's time to change. I'm not trying to sound like Obama, but it's time for us to change for our own good and for the sake of the children out here that are fatherless and motherless. This is a message from knowledge. May peace and blessings be upon y'all. May Allah bless y'all. And as in Allah I mean may God bless you. Peace.